Hi, my name's Chuck.
Sway, just move.
Oh, right.
Sway, just move with me, darling. Sway, just move with me, darling.
Chuck.
Sway, just move with me, darling.
Chuck.
Sway, just move with me, darling.
Whoa, you gotta calm down there, Chuck.
You got the answer, Sway. You got the answer.
Chuck?
You got the answer, Sway. You got the answer.
Listen good. It's just me on this episode, but hey, guess what? The Chuck Sway Show is back with a brand new one. Yeah, I'm all by myself today, and I don't have any guests. It is what it is, and that's kind of the reason why I have been on a little hiatus, if you will. Haven't had anyone to come into. Now, granted, I got a lot of other things going on with my life, so I am not actively seeking guests, but this is the time right now where I reach out to you, my listeners. If you'd like to come on the show, and that doesn't mean physically come on, you can come on, I'll call you. I'll whisper sweet nothings into your ear via the telephone. Y'all can be on the show. I mean, there's no discrimination. If you listen to the T Mills and Kovo episode, that's essentially what that was. Tanner reached out to me after I put out an open invitation, be like, hey, everyone come through. I'm trying to just record us talking about shit, you know? So that invitation is open, but I really don't have an excuse of missing the last couple of weeks, but I do have a reason of why I've returned. And that reason happens to be by way of an anonymous Twitter account. Yeah, so Sunday night, the new Deep Shot episode went live, and then we got an anonymous tweet from a fuck Chuck at the AntiSway Twitter page. And let me go down to the first tweet that was really the call out, and then it was just a string of roasts. So it read, I'd rather listen to Jalen Rose talk about racial issues in a 2-hour ESPN documentary that's supposed to be about basketball than listen to the scrubs on the Deep Shot. Hashtag fuck Chuck. Now, when I first saw that, I had no idea. I still have no idea what the fuck this even is. But I was honored in a sense that someone is out there anonymously making Twitter accounts to internet bully me, because that's essentially what this shit is it's bullying. But you know what? I'm above that. So kind of going back to what I was saying, the invitation and the door is open for anyone, and I mean anyone, at the AntiSway to come onto the show and have a conversation. Now, obviously, this person has an issue with me, and also, I mean, I can't downplay the skill of roast that I received from this anonymous user, but still, you're a piece of shit. So come on the show, tell the world. You don't have to tell us who you are, but you just tell us the problem you have with me, because I would love to know, and I would love to try to work out these differences, because I'm trying to think. When I first saw this come through, I was like, who did I do wrong that they had to go and make a troll Twitter account to troll my ass? And I have a few guesses. I'm not going to name them because they're not based on any evidence. I did, however, AntiSway, you did get me to do this. I'll give you this. I went on and searched how to find someone's email address from their Twitter account. Safe to say that Twitter does a pretty good job at keeping users' emails on the DL. So with no avail, I didn't find any email addresses. But yeah, just really kind of strange. TBH, I'm just Dallas, having an internal struggle between my multiple personalities. I have both of these. I might have borderline personality, but they're pretty well separated. So go fuck yourself, buddy. But actually, that leads me to a point that I wanted to mention, because I didn't mention earlier. If you do want to come on the show AntiSway included, the Fuck Chuck movement, which is trying to get moved on. Anyone that wants to come on the show, just DM me on Twitter at Chuck_sway with a compelling request. Be like, hey, I want to come on your show and talk about dolphin science. Like, if you know anything about dolphin science, I'm down. Let's get you in here. Let's get you on the phone, whatever. Or if Twitter's not your thing, be sure to send an email. Everyone's got email. I don't go any more primitive than that. Send an email to dallas@chucksway.com. And with the same thing, just a proposition of what you want to talk about, and we'll make it happen. If that's too much of a thing for you to even call in, I can reference the episode, and I forget the names. Here we go. The Seabound Man. That was with Petty Officer Third Class Gunner's Mate Demery, who is in Japan, and he made the call from Japan. So, distance, you really have no excuse. So, if you want to come on, have a great time. The AntiSway, if you want to come on specifically, I'm talking to you, because you're probably listening to this, even though you're making tweets about how garbage this is. You're still listening, so I win in the end. So it's all good. The door is open. It will forever be open. This is a nice one, too. I believe this is the pinned tweet. Always sleep with one eye open. Never take anything for granted. Your best friends might be your enemies. Now, I'm sure, and the misquote here, Sarah Shepard said that, you dumb fuck. You can't quote yourself quoting yourself. You're not Michael Scott. Everyone's seen that meme. We get it. You're like, go fuck yourself and move on with your life. But, it makes me think, like, your best friends might just be your enemies. Who might it be? I've spoken with multiple close friends and kind of questioned them. And if you're one of those close friends and you're doing a really good job, because I have no idea who you are. So we'll leave it at that, but open invitation to anyone and everyone to come on the show, especially you, AntiSway, because hiding behind a computer is pretty weak sauce, bro. So step your shit up and actually come on. And if we need to, if you need to remain anonymous, we can do like a Stephen Hawking type appearance where I just instant message you, but we can record it on the podcast. We'll make it work. Just don't be a baby back bitch and hide behind your computer. Go out into the sun a little bit. Summertime, come on. So moving on. I do want to mention that over the last couple days, the Scorpion review with Mark and myself is now live. Side A and Side B. It's a 2-part gig because it's a long-ass album. It was 12 songs on the first side, 13 songs on the second side. You can't do that in one video. So Mark and I did 2. If you're a fan of those, if you watch those, know that we have more on the way. It's just a quick update for you to let you know what's going on. But yeah, Scorpion is an interesting album, and if you watch the videos, I'm not going to take too much away from it, but basically side A is shit and side B is really good. So I don't know, Drake. I don't know what message you're trying to send, and I've heard from a lot of people too, they don't really like this album. So I enjoyed the second part, side B, the R&B side, mountains more than side A, but you'll have to watch the videos to see what I rated it on. But I did want to pull this little number up. So the first bit of the first project of the blog when it launched, the chucksway.com, shout out, got to give my plug. When it first launched, the first thing that I wanted to do that I got an idea of is I'll make my top 50 albums list. And I'll say this right now, Scorpion probably wouldn't have made the cut. There's a lot of better Drake projects out there. But, no, the train of thought. No, chug it, choo. Let's get back on it. Yeah, so I wanted to make a top 50 list, and so I did. I made that really fast. And then I started churning out these every 10 albums, like mini reviews. And then it got to just overwhelmed. As oh shit, I took way too big a bite and now I can't swallow. And now I'm just stuck chewing. Pardon me a moment. I am going to swallow some water. Hydration is key. If you're going to walk away with anything from this, just know that hydration is key. But anyways, so I did all of these reviews, these write-ups, and then it just kind of fell flat on its face last summer. And little by little, I'd been chiseling away at it. But within the last week, a year to the date of when it was posted, the top 5 came out, and I'll just run through this because it's about a week and a half old now, a little bit older than that. So my top 5 albums of all time, and granted, these are opinionated, so it's not right, it's not wrong. It's right to me, so take that. But yeah, so just a breakdown is, I got this idea. I saw this in a tweet, and it was someone had just put a collage of all these albums together and was like, I like these ones, but I'll put them small so you know that I don't like them as much. And I'll make these ones a little bigger because, you know, I like them really good. And then the biggest ones are my most favorite overall. That's how I interpreted the tweet when I saw it. So I was like, oh, I can do that. I'll do it too. So that's what I did. I made my list, and I'll skip past all this. I'll show you the master picture. And by the way, you can follow along if you're listening on SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts or Google Play or the AntiSway website. You can also watch the YouTube video of this very episode, so you actually follow along. It's kind of like a read-along picture book. It's a good fun time. So here's the list that I came up with, and basically threw this together in like a day or two. Had some issues deciding what was going to go where. And the problem that I had is that the longer that I waited, the more invalid this list got, because new music comes out. Time didn't stand still for me to finish this list. So I had to get this shit done. So I was like, okay, if I go over a year, then that's some fuckery, and I can't be dealing with that. So I busted out probably the longest write-up of all of them, which, I mean, I didn't want to do these albums dirty by just giving them, oh yeah, they're good, I like them, I really like them, actually, they're my favorite, so you should listen to them. I wanted to give like a really good explanation on why I wanted to use my words to explain and justify why these albums are the best that have ever been made. And so, I mean, I'm scrolling through right now, but basically, it breaks down. I put it in alphabetical order because top 5, I could not rank 1 through 5. There's no chance. So alphabetically, you have Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper. Still probably one of the best mixtapes ever made, ever. According to me, obviously it is, but I don't think anything will top this as far as mixtapes go. And then next, we got Because the Internet with Childish Gambino, which, by the way, I go into a lengthy explanation on the screenplay and all the cryptic elements to this project as a whole. But it's really cool. So I actually own this album on vinyl. Yeah, I'm a fucking hipster. Let's get it. So I should have expected it, but I wasn't expecting it when it came in the mail, that it's not only the vinyl discs, it is also a full bound printed copy of the screenplay, which is super cool. So that's probably one of the main reasons why I like this album so much. I mean, in addition to the music being really good, but it also has this entire other element, multiple elements to it that, I mean, people are still thinking about it. If they're listening to it today, it's like, what the fuck was Roscoe's Wetsuit? If you don't know what that is, I mean, do some research. No one knows, but it's something to hypothesize on. Next, we have Blonde by Frank Ocean. It's a masterpiece, and the first half is a masterpiece. It's just incredible music. Frank Ocean can really do no wrong, and that's why he had 2 projects in the top 5, that and Channel Orange, which, shout out to Channel Orange, just turned 6 years old this week. So again, one of the best albums ever made. It's a reason why my Twitter timeline was blowing up with these Channel Orange happy birthdays. Oh, voice crack. Sorry, I'm 14. But yeah, just an incredible piece of art. I remember this is probably the only album that I listened to. Like I said, hydration is key. You got to keep it on. But this was in the summer of 2012. This is literally the only thing I listened to. So there's a lot of truth in that. And last but most definitely not least, obviously, I did a little sample at the beginning of the show, Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon. Near and dear to my heart, especially because this album came out September 15th, 2009. My birthday, September 15th, 2009. My social security number is 482461. And let's see, blood type. I don't know my blood type, but my best guess is that it's an O. What other personal information can I divulge on here to be recorded and distributed out into the internet to be 100% public? Let's see here. Anyways, again, another amazing album to round out my Mount Rushmore of music. And I was thinking about this. I try not to look at race and or see color, but the majority of my music library is from Black artists. And there's nothing wrong with that. But how it got there was actually pretty funny. So I grew up going to church, non-denominational Christian, and my mom, if you know her at all, it would make sense that she was pretty controlling as a single mother. And so we weren't allowed to, my brother and I weren't really allowed to listen or watch anything that wasn't on the Denise approval list. And there were a lot of things that were not on this approval list. One of those art forms being music. So we were stuck with, and I say this in hindsight because at the time I had no idea, but we were stuck with only Christian music. So if you're familiar with the Seattle area and the radio stations that are in the area, Spirit 105.3 is like the only station that we listen to, even to this day. And it's been years since I even listened to that genre of music. I still know it. I'll hear it and be like, oh, I know this. I could sing along to it. And it's like, God damn it. I mean, gosh darn it. Sorry, praise the Lord. It's going to be stuck in my head, even though I don't like or listen to this music anymore. But yeah, so we were stuck with that music. I even had Christian rap, which let's see if I can pull up in my library right now. I'm drawing a blank on his name. But anyways, I had a Christian, there we go, Christian rap that I listened to. So here's just a quick sample.
Extreme days.
The extreme days.
Extreme days.
Say we're living
an extreme day.
Yeah, so I was a really radical Christian kid when I was younger. I tried surfing when I was a kid. That was fun. But yeah, so I listened to that, and then I went to public school. So you're going to get exposed to pop culture pretty easily when you're in public school. And so I started listening to hip hop and rap. And then as like a rebellion, that's all I listened to for basically all of the tail end of elementary, when my mind was soiled with all the dirty rap music, all the way through junior high and through high school. And it just kind of, that's the going theme. So that's why the Mount Rushmore is of Black artists. And not to take away, Kid Cudi, Chance the Rapper, Frank Ocean, and Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, are amazing artists. So yeah, the little backstory on why even the majority of this list, let's see, black, Krusty Malone is white, black, biracial. Can't forget Logic. If you ever bring him up, you have to mention that he's biracial. So biracial, so half, black. Wow, black. I'm just now realizing this. Black. Well, yeah, like Hispanic black. Robots. We have more robots before we have white people. So that'd be Daft Punk that I'm referring to. Black, biracial, black. White, oh, Pink Floyd, first white artist, and that's at like number 40 something, 42. Black. White, Lil Dicky, shout out. Black, white, black. So do some math. 3 divided by 50. I don't think you can simplify it any further more than that. Yeah, a lot of Black artists in my top 50, mostly all of them. It's great music. What can I say? So moving on, So the main segment that I want to make this show, since I'm all by myself, is I want to go to my Twitter and basically we're going to call it the like dive, and it's a working title, so bear with me. But we're just going to go through the likes on Twitter and see all the shit that I'm exposed to and do a ROFL LMAO type of response looking at my phone, which all of us means nothing. You don't actually physically react, you just type it. But having a feeling of some sort of way to hit the favorite on that tweet, we're going to dive through that. But I want to give some credit because I didn't come up with this. I'm not that much of a visionary. The vision came from Bert Kreischer. You might know him as The Machine if you've seen that stand-up bit. Fucking hilarious. He has a slew of podcasts. I think actually just two. Two, same thing. One of them is your conventional talk show, but the other one is he goes and does what I'm about to be doing, which is he opens up various tabs throughout the week, and then every week he comes back, saves those tabs, and then goes through and closes his tabs out as he gives commentary on them. And it's a great idea. It's really easy to do, and you can do it by yourself, because I really had no idea what I was going to do for this show. I just wanted to call out AntiSway, and I had to deliver some sort of content, so that's where I'm at. So shout out to Bert Kreischer. Just wanted to give credit where that credit is due. And then take a brief moment here. If you're listening to this podcast, most hopefully that this podcast, the Chuck Sway Show, and the Deep Shot, of course, is on your rotation. But some recommendations that I have would be, for one, the Bertcast, Bert Kreischer's multiple podcasts. They're good. I like them. If you're 30 and under and you don't know about the Joe Rogan Experience, well, then go fuck yourself and reset your router, because everyone knows about it. It's a great show. And listening to it first was a little intimidating because most of the episodes are 3 hours long. But, man, if you drive a lot, it's the perfect thing. Hold on, gotta hydrate. I want to mention I probably drink, I don't know, at least a gallon of water a day. That might be an overstatement, but it also might be an understatement. I fucking love water. You should too. Hydration is key. So yeah, the Bertcast, Joe Rogan Experience, and then my personal favorite that I'm like, I tune in each week, like it comes out Tuesday night, and then the first time I get into the car on Wednesday, I'm listening to it. It is Your Mom's House with Tom Segura and Christina Pajitsky. They are both comedians, and they are both married to each other. It's fucking hilarious, and it's toilet humor at its absolute best. So, just a glimpse into the podcast that I listen to. Those three are basically the main ones, and they're all great. So let's get into the Twitter likes and break this down. Chris D'Elia, another comic that you should follow / just listen to. He has a podcast. I haven't listened to it, but I've heard him on one of the 3 podcasts that I did just mention. But he like this, and he's a curator. He roasts people online. He absolutely roasts people, and this kid deserves to be roasted. You have your decrepit, dying grandfather in the hospital bed, and this piece of shit 14-year-old is like, I'm going to make a Musical.ly because don't you give up, Grandpa. You got to fight through the terminal illness. People get out of hospice, right? Yeah, so the caption of the tweet, imagine you're in the hospital bed fighting for your life and your lame-ass grandson doing this. That's what I would like to think. And Chris D'Elia mentioned the same thing. If that were my grandson, I would pull my own plug immediately. Yeah, because it's pretty cringeworthy. The only thing that I can think of that would justify this is that the grandpa has a sense of humor and was like, "Yeah, Sonny, make one of your videos." I doubt that that's the case. I think this kid is legitimately being a piece of shit, but he's young. He'll learn. 2.3 million views, though. So from Chuck Bass, it doesn't look like he was the original former of this content. Here's another thing, too. Just really brief. People who steal content on the internet are, no one knows about it. No one like knows. Well, actually, no, people know about it. Never mind. What am I saying? I'm ridiculously stupid. People who steal it, it's kind of disappointing. It's a little discouraging not to put out content, or if I do, I'm trying to get a little bit lighter with it of just throwing watermarks everywhere. But the way I found to combat this is if you need to quote it at any way, don't give the author or the re-author, reposter any credit. You just scroll up and crop their name out. But I guess that's me. I'm extra petty. So yeah, I mean, the aggregators, I think they're called aggregators. Let's look up the definition because I don't know words too good. Aggregator. O-R. I'll tell you what, I'm the worst fucking speller. It actually gives me like, I get a little nervous. I have to type shit out because I don't know how to spell. Okay, definition from Google: a website or program that collects related items of content, displays them, or links to them. Yeah, no one links to them. It's just displaying them. They steal content. And I guess that's what we need in our society, is to steal content. I'm not complaining because I follow like 8 or 9 meme accounts on Instagram, so I cannot begin to tell you how redundant my Instagram feed is. But yeah, so there's that. A little casual like from my buddy T. Kane, co-host of The Deep Shot. I called him out for being the AntiSway, and he admitted. I know, I wouldn't say I know for a fact, because nothing is certain until you know it's certain. But I am very confident that T. Kane is not the AntiSway. If you are, Travis, like, let's throw hands. I've known you long enough. Like, I will throw hands. If it's not Travis, if you want to catch these hands, whoever the AntiSway is, I'm down for it. That's not the solution, but I mean, if you want to square up, let's do it. This was a good tweet. Ever since Vine was deleted, this country has been going down nowhere. I'm going to restart and try that again. Ever since Vine was deleted, this country has been going nowhere but downhill. 100% true. Twitter, your biggest L of your internet life, social media life, is deleting Vine. I don't give a shit. So Vine was basically bunked because the Twitter was losing money, and they're just like, oh, we don't want to support Vine anymore. We want to focus all of our assets onto Twitter. And it's like, fuck, come on. You have no idea how great Vine was. Speaking to Twitter, I think everyone else who used Vine was like, oh yeah, Vine was fucking amazing. Vine, like, there are so many references. Let me see here. I got my soundboard open right now. I'm just going to go through these tabs and see. Okay, not the SpongeBob one, because that's all SpongeBob. But like, there's so many, just even, yeah, I have a whole tab here of just Vine things, of Vine sound bites, and there's so many. And because it makes me think that because Vine is dead now, how much widespread like lingo, inside jokes, viral inside jokes essentially have we missed out? I mean,
Hello, motherfucker.
we got that.
My name is Jeff.
Great.
Who made this burger, man?
I actually don't know if that was on Vine, but this was
Surprise, motherfucker.
an entire derivative series of surprise mother whatever.
You're not my dad.
I mean, just so
You big goof, Gary, you did it again.
just so many. Like, why? It was a cultural driving force. It was the driving train of young people culture, and you killed it, Twitter. You fucking killed it. Thanks a lot. So, yeah, no, this country really has been going to shit. Is it because Vine was deleted? The world may never know. This was fucking hilarious. And if you recall, Khalid's American Teen, also have that on vinyl. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. I'm not a piece of shit. I'm going to own up to that. Because it's a great album. But this was really funny. Who does Khalid make music for? And the retweet was ASB Kids. I don't know if that's true, but that just seems true. And it was humorous. So I liked it. Who does Blockboy JB make music for? And now I'm realizing that this was a string of tweets, a thread rather. Number 73, who does Blockboy JB make music for? And who does Khalid? So it was, I should have, I should have looked into this a little bit better to see. There's probably more gold here, but this was just all from my timeline. Now time for a quick break of rehydration. Oh, good stuff. But yeah, who does Blockboy JB make music for? He makes music for people. I will substitute that word because I can't say it. Who used to beat on the school lunch tables and got everyone turned up. Pretty true. As I mentioned, Channel Orange turning 6. Thank you, Frank. Shout out Lavina, got a favorite. NBA Twitter, Kevin Durant. Good luck on your blog. I don't know. I just found it funny. Another favorite regarding the anti-sway Kevin Durant theme going on here. Anil saying that maybe it's Kevin Durant who's trolling me. Very well might be the case. This is suspicious. So this is a Georgia Tech verified account tweeting out, computing experts developed algorithm to combat abusive or bullying online activity. And then they have a keyboard here with the fingers that are edited to look like they're moving extremely fast. And someone points out, so we can act like he not aggressively typing the word that I can't say again. And you look at it, there's a finger hovering over here, at the N, at this key here, at this one here. I mean, it's just a recipe for profanity, if I've ever seen one. So that was interesting. Tekashi69, class A piece of shit. Like, AntiSway, the AntiSway is a piece of shit, but like way further down the alphabet. Tekashi69 is A+, class A piece of shit. For multiple reasons. I won't get into it. You should, if you don't know about him, look him up. You'll hate him pretty quick. Or dislike him. Hate's a strong word. I don't hate him. I just don't like him. He's a piece of shit. You don't hate pieces of shit, like shits that you lay. It's like, I don't hate that. Like, I don't like it because it's shit, but I don't hate it. So there's my explanation on that. But yeah, Tekashi69 is a piece of shit. He tweeted out an event that he's having, and this could be, well, no, it's not. I was going to say, I'm trying to get through the fake news bullshit, but this is a tweet from the verified Tekashi69 account coming up July 29th, some piece of shit gathering with him as the headliner, most definitely. But in the corner, ages 13 and plus. The reason I favored it is because the respondent to that tweet goes, I cannot be reading this age requirement right. For reference, if you're not familiar, Tekashi69 is a pedophile. He has not been convicted in court yet, but he has multiple instances of, like, he was sleeping with not just an underage girl that's like he was 20 and she was 17 or like beyond the confines of statutory. This chick was like 14 years old and they were making like X-rated movies, like an X-rated video that Tekashi69 was orchestrating. It's like, oh, I didn't know that she was 14, Treyway. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit. But that was still funny. A little reference to the new Drake album of Kiki or Kiki. I really don't know. K-I-K-I or K-E-K-E. It's the fucking same name. Come on now. But someone retweets it and goes Shalissa. So another Vine reference. I don't have the sound bite for that. But it's when the lady in the store is like, people call me Shalissa. Because they're like, did they say you look like Beyonce? Or that's what I'm butchering it already. But yeah, so it was a good time. This I don't have to deal with, thankfully, because I'm tall, but this is still good, fun, funny stuff. Masculinity. Siri, show me fragile masculinity. This is really kind of silly. I don't know, and this is ironic because I host a sports podcast. I don't know who this player is for the Dodgers, but he's standing on a high chew bucket, a big high chew like paint bucket, talking to the reporter to appear to be taller than the reporter, and that's just silly. Like, if you're short and playing Major League Baseball, you're probably good. You're probably a little speedster. Like, who cares if the lady interviewing you is in heels and is already tall? Like, like I said, I don't have to deal with it, so I guess I don't know. I can't put myself in those size 9 men's shoes. Ari Shafir tweet, he missed his flight, but he wasn't high. He did get high once and missed a flight, but this wasn't the cause. This will probably make you cringe. I know that I did when I first saw it. Ooh. The worst sound in the world, and it's a scene from Shrek when Donkey peeks through and... Oh, man. Yeah, that's the Apple alarms they're very cringy. There's a couple that trigger some PTSD within my own self, but I want to take this moment and actually share with y'all the alarm that goes off when I wake up, because I got tired of, hold on, let me see if I can trigger some of y'all. No, that was my old one. Oh yeah, this is what I woke up to. Yeah, so I was pretty over that. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna take matters into my own hands. I'm gonna make an alarm that I'll probably still get sick of it, and it'll probably traumatize me at some point or another. But right now, it's still really enjoyable. This is what I hear when my alarm goes off in the morning. So yeah, good times. My goal each time that the alarm goes off is I try to turn it off before I get to the, hey, good morning, Kanye, shut the fuck up, because I want to shut it the fuck up. And three times a charm. Y'all know that. So yeah, that's what I wake up to, and it's a great, good time. Ooh, moving on. Ed and Eddie, super underrated show, by the way. As obsessed as I am with SpongeBob, I should be almost as obsessed with Ed and Eddie, because Ed and Eddie is a classic cartoon. But it's Ed eating some grass. That boy Ed was on Perks, bro. Yeah, he probably was. Who knows? Hard to tell. This and 16.2 million views. People have seen this already. I didn't do any research into this aside from watching this video. I don't think, this one doesn't have audio. Yeah, basically the research I did on this video is basically just find it with audio, but this is some talk show in the UK, and this frosty-tipped piece of shit is grabbing a lot of side ass of this one lady sitting. They're all sitting. There's four of them sitting around a table, and he's getting a little too comfy and kind of crazy that you think you can get away with that on live TV. Like I feel like I'm encroaching on someone's personal space when I like lightly touch their shoulder, like when my fingertips just lightly hit their shoulder, be like, hey, can I ask you something? I think that that's too far. So to be that bold on fucking broadcast television, to be like, I'm gonna grab her ass or her arse, sorry. But it was really kind of weird, because I went and looked at the threads, and if you want to get angry, go to any relatively large tweet and look at the thread and the comments. There are so many stupid people from so many different sides, and this tweet was no different. There were a lot of dumb people trying to, yes, there could be more to the story, but in this 14-second clip, you see inappropriate touch, appropriate reaction to the inappropriate touch. Okay, that's clearly not okay. And there's people out there that are like, oh, he just didn't realize that he was doing it, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, all right, shut up, bitch. Y'all probably friends with the AntiSway. Shout out Monica, my friend down in the Bay Area. She turned 25 and she got a what's better than 24? 25 SpongeBob cake. So always got to appreciate that. Let's see here. Some replies, some shade thrown at T. Kane. Mariners trying to send Gene Segura to the All-Star game. Hear more about that. Some deep shot stuff. This is really true. Yeah, sex is cool, but have you ever spent an hour looking for a song that you only remember one lyric from and then finally finding it? I can relate to that on a personal level, because I had that problem. And you know those things, whether it be a song or a word or whatever that you're trying to think of and you can't think of it, and eventually some neural circuitry fires in the right length and you're like, holy fuck, like that's it. That's what it was. So there's two things that I will never forget. One is the song that I looked for, which I can pull up right now. Because back in the day, shit, I can't remember who it was by. Oh, here it is. So yeah, LAX Boys, Ride Like This. So back in the day, I had my iPod Nano. I didn't have a computer with iTunes on it, so I couldn't add any music. Oh, excuse me. Pardon, I have to hydrate again. Hydration is key. But I couldn't... all my music was added from outside sources. So I was basically at the mercy of whoever I gave my iPod to, be like, oh, I can put music on your iPod. Just put it all on there, whatever. And included in this was this jam that was by the LAX Boys, pretty much a one-hit wonder, at least from my end, because I've only heard this one song. It's called Ride Like This. It's got Jazzy Faye. And these were this kind of like the Ray Sremmurd of the mid-2000s, I would guess. And they're all young. They're all young kids. And there's even a line in here, something under 16, so I'm riding shotgun. So like let's hit the chorus. But as a kid that wasn't driving yet, this was like, I related to them so well. So here's the bridge. Yeah, man, this is 2005 at its finest. And maybe even later, 2007. Apologies. Yeah, We Fly High remix just played, and this is playing right now. God, those were the days. So yeah, that's the chorus. So yeah, that was the song that I only knew. I was like, I knew that it went kind of jingle jangle, whatever, like blah blah blah, but I can't remember what it's called. And I think I searched for it, if memory serves me correctly. I searched for it for multiple attempts for a long time, and finally found it. And now I'll never forget it. The other thing, the word that I will never forget what it is or what it does. I was playing Trivial Pursuit with my grandmother and my brother when I was a wee boy. And I got to like the last wedge to put in my Trivial Pursuit square or circle to win the game. It was a question of what is the Chinese calculator thing called. Obviously, I don't remember the exact wording of the question, but I do remember the answer. And the only reason I remember the answer is because I didn't get the answer right. And I lost the game of Trivial Pursuit to my grandmother and my brother. Well, I lost it to myself, really. The word is abacus, and I remember thinking, I was like, I know this word. I know it. I don't know what the fuck is it called, or what the heck is it called, because I was like 10. But yeah, so abacus. I'll never forget the word abacus or what it does. It's the little wooden board that has the beads that slide. There's like 5 or 6 rows of beads that you slide, and you do it to calculate. It's basically the Texas Instruments of ancient China. So yeah, I'll never forget that either. Jesus Nice, quality follow on Twitter. RIP to Jesus and Miro on Viceland. The show got canceled. They're getting their own show. It's a whole nother thing, but that was a great show. And then when TSA tells you to stop talking shit about them on your podcast, yeah, they have their own podcast too, the Bodega Boys. I've only listened to a little bit of it, but those guys are hilarious. And I'm not going to bash TSA on my podcast because I don't travel that much, but TSA kind of sucks. But then again, they don't suck for me because I'm white. So I haven't had any issues with them, but also I don't travel a whole lot. There was one thing that happened that was a little suspect. So if you are familiar with the TSA pre-check, I had TSA pre-check when I went on a trip a few years ago. Basically what it is you give your information beforehand, so they basically confirm that you're white and you're good to go. So you can like cut in line, and like it's a way shorter wait. So we did that. I got through, no problems, whatever. Then I went on a trip like a year or two later in the normal, regular, non-TSA pre-check, whatever, procedure. And I tried to get through, and essentially everything was the same. I had my backpack with me with all my stuff. Like I had all of the same things essentially, but I get stopped, and one of the agents holds up my wallet or my backpack, because I put my wallet in my backpack. I was like, oh, hi, that's mine. I didn't do anything wrong. Like I don't know how to do things wrong. And then it like clicked. I was like, oh shit, I have one of those multi-tool, like thin stainless steel multi-tool things in my wallet, or I did, and I forgot to take it out. I guess if you're TSA pre-check, you can bring a multi-tool that has a straight edge on it. You can bring that on the plane, but if you're not pre-check, well, then they're going to take that shit. So I had it confiscated. But I mean, TSA, everyone just keep doing your job, guys. You're doing great. This went viral. I've seen it multiple times now. Cab driver who lost thumb in machete attack, protest teens released from jail. That's not important. What's important is the thumbnail picture. It's his hand wrapped up, and the comment is, thought that was Kim Kardashian at first. You could argue that that is her huge ass hanging out of a thin white dress. It's a good point. That's a quality tweet. That's probably one of the best, or not the best, but that's one of the best tweets out right now, the most recent. It's clever. What I'm getting at is it's clever. And to round this section out, my good friend Tanner Mills, featured on the T Mills and Kovo episode of the Chuck Sway Show, he sent out a tweet that if he got 10 likes, which, I mean, if you have any sort of following on Twitter and you only request 10 likes to do something, then you're pretty hell-bent on doing it. You just need that last bit of encouragement to go ahead and go through with it. And so I'm kind of going backwards on this, but Tanner cut his facial hair into this thick sideburns, hair swooped up all nice like with the stubble and the chin goatee, and he was emulating, my reference isn't going to be 100% accurate because I don't know the character, but this feller from the Trailer Park Boys, see, he needed 10 likes. He ended up getting 38 likes. So congratulations, Tanner, on your new look. Glad to see that it's working out for you. So, okay, now I want to move on and kind of to end out this show. Staying on the theme of social media, I wanted to break down the Instagram accounts that basically my favorite ones that have less than 500,000 followers, so that are relatively lesser known. God, I butchered that really bad. But anyways, these are accounts that I follow that I really enjoy, and they don't have a whole lot of followers. So if you would like to follow them, I'm going to give you just a quick breakdown and pitch on why you should follow each of these accounts, and then we'll wrap this bitch up. So first and foremost, Timothy Stewart Shaw makes really neat drawings. He's got 1,911 followers. And just an artist. I mean, you could argue just your typical artist on Instagram trying to do his thing. But these are colored pencils. These are really good drawings. Really good. And I'm trying to find the post that made me follow him or persuaded me to follow him. And I don't see it. But it's a good account. It's maybe the picture of SZA with the frizzy hair and the colored pencils. I mean, this guy's just an artist. Oh, no, yeah, it was most likely Kid Cudi and Kanye or Chance and Taylor. I mean, you're starting to see a trend on why I did follow it. But, yeah, just good stuff. Like, the Migos, a lot of good stuff. So there's one to follow. Not a whole lot of followers. Something to check out. Again, that's Timothy Stewart Shaw on Instagram. Next, kind of sticking with the art, we got to have a graphic designer, art by Joseph, art_by_Joseph, with 3,800, almost 3,900, almost 4,000 Instagram followers. This guy makes a lot of graphic designs of the various younger hip hop artists, a lot of XXXTentacion recently Tentacion, whatever. Doesn't really matter because he's not here anymore. You can call him whatever you want. But makes a lot of these kind of surreal, pretty out there renditions, graphic design of these artists. And yeah, it's cool stuff. So there's another one. I followed this guy because I saw him featured in a Kid Cudi page. You've seen a few Kid Cudi posts here already. Oh, gotta hydrate again. Hydration is key. So yeah, I mean, Lil Xan, some of the artists I don't really care for, but the art is still good. Another one that does these portraits, Mahasattva, makes all sorts of these paintings of all of these artists that a lot of them were featured on the top 50 list. There's a Scorpion one with Drake. That's relevant. So another one, I think, yeah, this guy actually sells his prints because he did some giveaways when Ye and Kids See Ghosts came out. He's got his website. Oh, he's 51,000 followers, so a little bit better known. But same thing, mahasattva.com, same as the Instagram handle. But the guy's eating, and he's selling his stuff, kind of like a Etsy-esque kajigger. You can buy any of these prints ranging from $11 to $46, depending on how big it is. But I mean, just a lot of good stuff. Like if I had some money, I'd definitely purchase some of his work. So keep doing you, my guy. Give him a follow. Next is Chris Woodby, 1,100 followers. This is kind of really specific because he has one of the coolest Nissan 300ZXs I've ever seen. I do own one of these, so there's a bias there for sure. But I just think that this one, I don't follow a lot of car pages, even of the cars that I do own. But this one stuck out because just like the wide body is so obnoxiously wide, but it still works. Like the booty's so fat, and that exhaust doing the Y exhaust action going on, like it's really like it's so flashy, and I really like that. And so this is kind of a little bit of inspiration on what I could maybe make my Nissan 300 look like. But yeah, so if you're not into cars, don't fuck with this page, doesn't matter. But if you are, or just want to see this neat wide body Z32, check this page out. Next is Kyle Dunnigan. Guy's got a verified, but he only has 306 followers, which is relatively low. Obviously, verified profiles can go way higher. But Kyle Dunnigan is most famous for these face swap videos he does, impersonations of, Kim Kardashian, Kanye, Donald Trump. I almost said Bruce Jenner, not Bruce Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner. I don't follow that group of people, so I'm not trying to be offensive. I don't give a shit about those people at all. Yeah, here it is. But good stuff. These are good quality
Mr.
posts.
Vice President, it's America's hero, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner. See, I was right.
Caitlyn, thanks for your stance against gay marriage.
Yeah, I'm doing
And I
these
believe it was Leviticus 12:17 that says,
these FaceTime calls, and he's got a few other sketches that he does of characters. I first saw this guy when he was in this character with like the dweebly glasses, and he'd be going, Mom, guess what? Chicken butt. And just a minute of that, of harassing his mom. Here it is. I can play it for you for reference.
Mom, guess what?
What?
Chicken butt.
Huh?
Chicken butt.
What's chicken butt?
That's what you're supposed to guess. Mom, guess what? Mom, guess what?
It elevates. She's on the phone right
guess
now.
What? Mom,
What?
chicken butt.
And then the best
Mom.
one.
Mom, guess what?
I'm in the bathroom.
Guess
Oh no,
what?
it keeps getting better. Sorry, there's
Chicken butt. Mom, guess
this one's
what?
the best one.
Mom, guess what?
Oh, it's 4
Mom,
in the morning.
Mom, guess what? Mom,
God.
Mom, guess what?
Chicken butt.
Yay! Chicken butt.
That light on.
Yay! Mom, guess right.
Yeah, just a quality account. If you don't know about it, go follow Kyle Dunnigan at Kyle Dunnigan1, because I guess the original was already taken. Moving on, we have Stuz0R, Stuzor, with 45,000 followers. This guy makes his theme of his art is kind of this like creepy, foggy, dystopian world that he tries to create, and just like these vast scenes, like very open scenery, but like, you know, almost out of like an Alien video game, and not Alien the series, just like Alien type out of Halo or some shit, like big giant monoliths and things like that. It's like this one, just giant triangle. So cool stuff to look through in your feed, just as you're scrolling through, something that'll make you stop and think like, ooh la la, that looks nice. Another one, which is probably, as far as art, Instagram art goes, it's Scott Listfield with 44,000 followers. His entire motif, is that the word? Hold on, we're gonna do some live learning right now. Motif. Is he French? A decorative designer pattern. Oh, there you go. So yeah, motif is the design. His design. Yeah, God, I'm so fucking smart. So his motif is to use this astronaut, and this is like the 1950s type, like primitive astronaut suit, spacesuit, and he puts them all, the astronaut, through all of these different environments, mostly around LA, Southern California, but I mean, yeah, and then just adds all of these neat elements to it. Currently, this one is my wallpaper. Appears to be downtown, probably LA, with some sort of flare in the sky. Good stuff, really cool stuff. If I can find it, I want to go slow so y'all can see it. Again, you can watch it on YouTube. I'm gonna go through, because there's one that I had, here it is. So this was my wallpaper for probably 4 or 5 months. It's just fucking neat. It's just really cool. I really like it. So yeah, again, that's Scott Listfield. Amazing account on Instagram. Next is Yazli with 6,743 followers. A 3D designer, makes some really neat abstract stuff. Ooh, and I realized that the overkill of the word neat is being used. So
I think you're pretty neat.
yeah, I think all of these pages are pretty neat. But yeah, just kind of weird 3D designs. Again, just pedestrian scrolling. You'll see something that is against the ordinary, and this Yazli page is definitely one of them. Lil Ye with 35,000, almost 36,000 followers. It takes all of the Kanye lyrics and puts them into these little Ye cartoon storybook adventures. This one here, how long did it take you to get this fly? And it's Lil Ye swatting at a fly with a fly swatter. They're actually right now trying to kickstart a game, like a mobile game. I think they reached their goal last I checked. Let's see here. So they were looking for $19,983. I think it's because they are European. Yeah, so they are 15,000 pounds. Chip. Or not pounds. Is it euros or pounds? I don't know the symbol. I think that's pounds. Yeah, like I said, I don't travel a whole lot, so I'm stuck in my little corner here. But anyways, a little under $20,000. They've reached their goal with only 167 backers. It's pretty impressive. And 9 hours to go by the time that I'm recording this. So yeah, they're looking to make this game. They got enemies, gold coins, kind of like a Pac-Man, but you're in the dark. You're running from ghosts. Kids see ghosts. Yeah, so a bunch of cool stuff. So Lil Ye, in addition to that game, going back to the Instagram page, just all of this stuff. Like they do this 8-bit of, Jay-Z on the jet ski that's been blown up and being completely meme-fied. A whole bunch of stuff. So it's just a Kanye page. If you like Kanye, this is definitely a page that you need to follow, because it's a great page. It's yeah.
I think you're pretty neat.
Yep. Moving on, almost done. Yesterday's _fits with almost 22,000 followers. This is a thrift store down in Las Vegas that has not your typical thrift store, Goodwill, Salvation Army, what have you. This is like, they find stuff that is like legitimately vintage. This Donald Duck NASCAR jacket. They have a pretty impressive selection or display rather of footwear. What are these? Are these Monarchs? Supreme Spectrums. A lot of Supreme stuff. I mean, this is a Hypebeast store, no doubt, but I've never bought anything from them yet, but just scrolling through, the problem is because it's vintage, they can hike up the prices to vintage prices. So it's not like your typical thrift store where it's a steal of a find. You find a neat shirt for $2 and it's becomes your new favorite shirt. These are like this Mickey Mouse pocket shirt, $30 for an XL. I mean, that's like your typical shirt price. So they're making money. I found out about this thrift store because it's like, why the fuck would I follow a thrift store in Las Vegas? Well, for one, they do shipping. Proof right here. They got their boxes. But I found out about this from following Riff Raff. So Riff Raff, I believe, has some sort of stake in this store because he's made some videos for him. Obviously, he's not there running it. He is out and about doing Riff Raff stuff. But yeah, cool if you're a hype beast or you like vintage fashion, things like that. Yesterday's Fits, great account to follow. And last but not least, Greg Noir. He's been featured in a lot of Complex shared posts. I know he's done a few takeovers for the Complex Instagram page. He's sitting at 53,000 followers, and he is a really good concert photographer. He has pictures. I mean, just the top 6 posts. We got Nicki Minaj, Wiz Khalifa, Kendrick, Drake in a Houston jersey. That's a whole nother discussion. Who's this? Lil Uzi Vert? Gold Link? I don't know who Gold Link is. Let's see. Am I just uncultured? Who's Gold Link? I don't know who Gold Link is. I gotta look him up. Pharrell. Other people. Just a good. He's really good. He's real neat.
I think you're pretty neat.
He's pretty neat.
Here we go.
Neat photographer. Just quality pictures of the artists and the figures, public figures that you like. Like that's a really good picture of Childish. So yeah, this guy has one of the best jobs in the world. He gets to sit front row at concerts and take really good pictures. So looks like he was article teased as a Coachella photographer. So yeah, no, good for him. Good for Greg Noir. So yeah, so those are, I think there were like 11 or 12 Instagram pages that, hey Tanner, that you should check out and follow. I will, if I remember this, try to post a list of those names on the blog post on chucksway.com so you guys can actually check them out. But yeah, that about does it for this solo episode. I was a little nervous coming up doing a solo show. For one thing, because I'd get really dehydrated. Stay hydrated. Hydration is key. But yeah, I didn't really know how I'd go about this, just talking basically to myself in this empty room. But, you know, it turned out great. No guest today, but again, I will reiterate, if you want to be a guest on the show, I am more than happy to have you on. We can talk about whatever you want. I'm trying to make this the variety show of variety shows. No, that's not true. That's redundant and that's not accurate. I just want it to be, we just talk about stuff. We'll just have a good time. And again, to the AntiSway on Twitter, the bully, my bully. I'm 24 years old and I have a bully, an internet bully. What a time to be alive, I guess. But yeah, to the AntiSway, if you want to come on, I am inviting you on by whichever means you see fit. We can tell you what, though, if AntiSway, you've made it to this point into the podcast, I'll say this. If you come in studio, and I guess this might encourage you not to, but if you come in studio, I'll give you the option to do a live stream as we do the podcast, but also do the live stream on Twitch so we can throw hands live. So if that's something you're interested in, AntiSway, let me know. You'll probably anonymously tweet out to me some bullshit about how this episode is trash. But again, if you've listened to the whole thing, the invitation and the door is open. And again, open to anyone and everyone else. Tweet at me, or not tweet, DM me. Slide in the DMs. Don't do an open tweet. That'd be embarrassing, and that'd also ruin what we would talk about for the show. DM me on Twitter at Chuck_Sway. And if you don't have Twitter, that's okay. I'm still looking out for you. Email dallas@chucksway.com and just let me know what you want to talk about. We'll arrange a time to meet. Excuse me. And we'll make some great content. We'll have a great show. Have a fun time. So thanks everyone for joining on this solo episode, and I will see you next time. Peace.